More than 1 million people migrate to the U.S. each year. Immigrants have jobs, pay taxes, and essentially build our economy. In 2018, undocumented immigrants paid $20.1 billion in federal taxes.
There are more than 200 immigrant prisons and jails in the U.S., and according to federal government data from April 2019, Texas, Louisiana, Arizona, California, and Georgia are the top 5 states with the largest number of people in U.S. immigration detention per day.
Approximately 48% of the people that immigrate here are held in detention centers for 2 to 4 years. Not only that, but the citizenship process has gotten progressively harder since the 1900s.
They were changing, they were tough, and I don't like them. They were unjust and they are unfair to the principles of this country and the constitution of this country.
With that being said, we are yet to find an immigration reform that is more humane but still follows the ideals of the U.S.
Even though immigrants have many great impacts on the nation, they can also be viewed from a negative perspective.
They're not sending their best.
They're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
And in your jobs, and you better be careful. You better be careful.
It has actually been proven that immigrants have no direct correlation with crime.
And found that for a vast majority of areas, immigration increased at the same time that violent crime decreased.
So immigration was up, 118% according to this graph, but at the same time, crime was down 36%, and that's across all 200 cities.
It has actually been proven that immigration has increased the productive capacity of the economy. On average, immigrants contribute twice as much to the U.S. entrepreneurship as native-born citizens do.
We all make different contributions to the economy, so immigration is great in terms of bringing entrepreneurs in. Immigrants tend to be very entrepreneurial, more entrepreneurial than native-born.
Not only that, but immigrants also occupy the jobs that native-born citizens do not. Because of this, 2/3 of the economic growth since 2011 has been due to immigration. With that being said, the GDP has increased 2% in the past years.
Most economists agree that in spite of being a very big part of our labor force, immigrants have not come to the cost of either American jobs nor American wages.
More so, they are separated from family members and taken to detention centers, some of which treat them inhumanely.
In 2018, 2,343 children were separated at the border for more than 4 months. From there, many cases have been reported as kids have been sexually assaulted and fed poorly. Moreover, they are held in cages with little to no room to move.
Leo, ¿cómo estás?
When we first see Leo, he's all smiles.
¿Estás triste?
But that smile disappears when he's asked if he's sad about being away from his mother.
In these facilities, the kids have also developed poor health conditions.
I've seen hungry, dirty. I've seen, children with marks on their body, children who were subject to lice infestations in some of the facilities they were put in. I've seen a lot of traumatized children. I've seen children in the hospital. I've seen a lot.
Though some of the warehouses have been shut, they have not yet admitted to any of these cases.
Are we still putting children in cages?
Most families seek asylum. As they come to start a new life, most of their home countries suffer from violence.
In the 2 hours before sunset, more than 100 people stepped over the Rio Grande.
From data shown, it has been recorded that 2/3 of the people who seek asylum are rejected and sent back to Mexico. The journey to the U.S. has gotten harder with policies being put into place by our government as their goal is to slow the coming of immigrants.
In the mid-1990s, the Border Patrol began a policy called Prevention Through Deterrence. And what they were trying to do was stop border crossers from hopping the fence in places like San Ysidro, California, El Paso, Texas, where people were hopping the fence, running into downtown El Paso, and they could get picked up in a car and be driven away. We wanted to find ways to push people out of those places because it was hard to catch them once they hopped the fence and ran into town. People couldn't tell who was documented or undocumented. So we started putting a whole bunch of security in those places so people could no longer cross there, and now they had to go out in the middle of the desert in Arizona or the South Texas backwoods where there was no border security, but there was also no town to go to. So they could hop the fence there, or there was no fence, but now they had to walk 5 days across a brutal desert to get to a place like Tucson where they could get picked up.
This has caused more than 56,800 migrant deaths and or disappearances since 2014.
Although our system still needs a lot of improvement, there are still ways to restore it.
We need to offer a pathway to citizenship for all of the 12 million or so people who are here and who have been here for a long time, who have families here, who are Americans in every sense of the way, except for the fact that they don't carry citizenship. We need to find ways for those good people to be here legally.
Overall, immigrants make this country
strong,
unique,
richer,
survive,
special, united.
I want people to be excited when they arrive in the U.S. and be able to build a new life for themselves here.
I care about equality for all, and I want the people that come to the U.S. to feel accepted without their nationality being taken into place.
Don't know the urgency and need for people to migrate here. And in today's day and age, it seems as though that is disregarded.